Hi, Aimee. Welcome to the NTM Growth Marketing Podcast. I am excited to be speaking with you today.
Thanks, Andrew. I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Before we hit record, there was some exciting news that happened at your organization. Now that it's public, how about you share the information and tell us a little bit about your company? What's your role?
Definitely, yeah. So, before the recording started, we were talking about how my company, Mitiga, we just raised our Series B funding for $30 million. And what we do is we're a cloud security company, and we're on the threat detection, investigation, and response side. So, a lot of cloud security companies are more on the prevention side of cybersecurity. We're on the detection and response side. And I'm a senior campaigns and content marketing manager for Mitiga.
Have you always worked in the technology world?
Um, no, I haven't always worked in the technology world, but for the majority of my full-time career, I have. I got into tech from getting an operations role on a marketing team, but I always knew that content and specifically social media really appealed to me. So it was really about finding the right manager that understood where I wanted to take my career and helping me get there. And that just so happened to be in cybersecurity. And it was an industry that I knew nothing about. So it was very interesting to me for that reason.
So when you're thinking about a marketing strategy for the cybersecurity world, I'd love for you to share just what are some things that are working in this space. And it's so much different than, for instance, this Yeti microphone I bought on Amazon in a one-click purchase for $60, and I use credit card points on. It's kind of a mindless purchase, but cybersecurity marketing is a whole different world.
Yeah, definitely. And that's a great topic for sure. I think for me, a strategy that I'm currently working on that's proving to be successful is building out an owned audience. And specifically in that regard is building out my company's email strategy and also ensuring that we have a consistent cadence of blog posts. And the reason I would say building an owned audience right now is because modern marketing definitely dangles plenty of new strategies out there, but that can be both a good and a bad thing. I would say that it's good because we definitely can learn new ways to reach our target audience and then can
Mhm.
test how valuable those new strategies are. But it can also be bad because when there's so many different things to try, it can be like, if you do a little bit of everything on an average scale, then you don't give any one opportunity enough energy to do extremely well. And so, really going back to what some people might consider as basic strategies, like building out a strong email approach and churning out blog content consistently, I think it can go a really long way with audiences.
What do you say to people who say that email marketing is dead and it doesn't work anymore?
First thing I say is, think of your own habits. Like
Mhm.
I check my email often and, whether I'm following B2B or B2C brands for who I'm subscribed to, I'm still using email a lot. I sign up for webinars that way. I buy products like Black Friday or, during peak times through what I'm seeing are offers in my email. And I get a lot of educational things as well through that. So that would be the first thing that I say. The second thing that I say would be, check out some of the statistics around it. Like there's tons of articles online that show the ROI of email marketing. And I can say for us too, just as an example, when I first joined Mitiga, our email marketing was not going well for us, but that it was pretty much, it was just one nurture stream. It was very product focused, like trying to get people to like really be interested in Mitiga right away. And I switched that to it being an email newsletter instead. And then we started to see really good engagement from that perspective.
I told people that too. And, if you look at their email, sometimes it's just a, promo blast every single email. And I look
Yeah.
forward to my email newsletters. They're
Mhm.
educational, they tell great stories. It's a great way to market.
Yeah, I totally agree. And especially nowadays, like look, social media, I am like a diehard fan of social media for
Mhm.
B2B. But at the same time, we have seen even just in the last 3 to 5 years that like people are fickle. They switch social media platforms that
The
they go
government can
to.
shut it down. We're recording this
Exactly.
in January, a week after the TikTok situation.
Exactly. So, having an audience that you really own through tried and true methods like email marketing and, churning out that consistent thought leadership through your
Mhm.
blog, those are mediums that nobody can ever take away from you. Whereas social media, even if like a platform doesn't go away, the algorithm can change, and then,
Mhm.
you're left to have to pivot again, you know?
If you were to have a humble brag moment, and there's something about your marketing strategy and your execution work that's innovative that you're really proud of, what is something that you would want to highlight?
Yeah, I would say definitely an innovative approach that I want to highlight is I have actually, so this does go back to social media actually, is I go on LinkedIn and some of my research that I do has to do with searching for relevant keywords for our business, like incident response or threat detection. And it actually informs a big part of my content strategy
Mhm.
because comment sections, I'm sure you know this, comment sections are gold mines of
Are
information.
you doing that on LinkedIn?
Yes, on LinkedIn. I go to LinkedIn, I search for in the search bar just relevant keywords, and posts that come up
Mhm.
related to those topics, I see first and foremost, like what types of posts are being engaged with, what are people commenting, what questions do they have? Because I would say, and you can tell me if you agree with this or not, but sometimes primary research in B2B can actually be somewhat difficult nowadays
Mhm.
because things are online so much. And especially as marketers, like salespeople typically get really easy access to prospects and customers for obvious reasons. But marketers, it's like we have to constantly like remind people, hey, we need this research, we need this information. So a lot of where I can do research on my own is by seeing what's happening online, and it's really helped me shape our content strategy.
I've actually never heard someone say that they scan through the LinkedIn comment section.
Hmm.
I don't like going, is that, when I hear social listening, I think of Twitter, and my mind
Mm.
goes to, I don't know, half of these people are bots or even real human beings. You can hide behind the anonymous,
Hmm.
user. LinkedIn is fascinating though, because you have to connect that back to your company. If you say outlandish things, I'm sure people are a little bit more sensitive on LinkedIn to actually post, real credible links and comments.
Yes. Yeah, I would say so. And I mean, I saw a post just today from Google that was talking about like AI trends.
Mhm.
And it was a poll where people were voting on certain, whatever it might be. But the comment section had a lot of questions in there, like where they were
Mhm.
asking about, like, oh, I read this thing in the report. Can you explain this a little bit more? Or
Mhm.
LinkedIn Lives are really great for that too, where you can see what people are actually asking, what they want to learn about.
On the topic of AI, we can't not talk about AI in the world of marketing in 2025. How has AI been impacting your marketing efforts?
Yeah, so I would say that I'm definitely going to be diving deeper into AI this year, but I'm still pretty skeptical when it comes to ethical usage, specifically when it comes to content creation. I think a lot of the tools for marketers right now do revolve around content creation, and I just want to learn more about how that intersects with like thought leadership and actual credible content versus just, what this model is compiling around the internet. So that's definitely something that I want to explore more. Something that I would say that I am using right now is I've started to experiment more with AI generated images. I think those are really big on social media right now, and they're just very visually fascinating. So I think as marketers, like I'm sure graphics are everything when it comes to helping with your engagement online. And so I think with AI right now, the AI generated images are really important.
Is there a tool you're using to generate these AI images?
So I actually right now I have used Canva
I was going to
before.
ask if it's Canva.
Yes, yes, I've used Canva, but I do want to dive deeper into other options too. I don't want to come back right now with like something that has like, a third arm or something like that. I want to
Right.
actually dedicate time to learning how to use it properly to get the output that I want.
So I'd love to just explore Canva for a minute because you're the fourth person in the last maybe 6 or 7 interviews I've done where they've been telling me for a marketing executive, they just been going to Canva to create their imagery versus going to their in-house designer. Maybe they have an out source agency and that's maybe a week turnaround and they just knock it out in an hour. How has that been influencing, your view of design and what the future of it might look like?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I feel like for me, I inherited using Canva. I had used it
Mhm.
even before being at Mitiga, but right now we don't have like a solid graphic design support team. I
Mhm.
am hoping to have that
You are
soon.
the graphic design
I
team.
am, yes, I am. So I pretty much am at the moment just using some templates that we have and building around those. But for our holiday post, I wanted to do something that was going to be more visually exciting than our typical images. So that's when I was like, well, there's not a lot of people online right now anyway. People are offline for the holidays. Let me just try to create something interesting. And that's where I started using some of the AI features that Canva has.
So my last question is, you just mentioned a AI tool you like using being Canva. Are there any other AI tools that you want to mention that you found to be helpful for yourself?
Yeah, I would say that ChatGPT is definitely something that has helped me in my marketing over the last couple years. I'm not using it to write content
Mhm.
for blogs or social media necessarily, but more just to spark ideas or provide edits to things. And I even find myself going there if I'm looking for ways to say something creatively that doesn't just involve like going to Google and saying, give me, synonyms for this word, since we know that Chat GPT can really also enhance things based on the tone you're going for or the audience that you're trying to target.
So, lastly, if someone is inspired by this conversation and wants to follow up with you, learn more about your organization, can you share links, social media handles, email addresses? What's the best way to find out more information?
Yeah, so I would love for you to connect with me directly on LinkedIn. And my name is Aimee Savran. I'm sure Andrew, you'll put the
And it's
information for people.
AIMEE.
Yes, Aimee. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn, and then my company Mitiga, it's spelled Mitiga. Our logo is purple, and we do cloud security. So there is actually another Mitiga, I think, on LinkedIn that does something related to climate research, but that's definitely not us. So that would be the best way to get in touch and
And
for
is it
us
a
to connect.
.io, if
Yes,
I'm not
it is.
misspoken? Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
So our website is www.mitiga.io.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew.
Before we jump into our next guest, we want to take a moment to tell you about our marketing mastermind cohort, No Typical Marketers. If you are a marketing executive looking to connect with like minded professionals, this is the space for you. It's more than just a Discord group, it's your exclusive ticket to monthly roundtable meetings where we have group discussions about advanced marketing strategies, share insights, and solve real world challenges like implementing AI agents into your marketing. Membership is exclusive and by application only. If you're ready to take your marketing game to the next level, apply now using the link in the description below. We can't wait to see you there. Now, back to the episode. Hey, Cameron, welcome to the NTM Growth Marketing Podcast. I am excited to be speaking with you today.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, Andrew, for having me on. Really excited to talk some insights.
before we hit record, I was curious about Arkansas. The reason being is that you are the first person from Arkansas on the podcast. So, like I was saying, I was so curious about the tech community there, as I've heard from a real estate perspective, how some communities in the South are really growing. But I'd love for you to just share. You were so vibrant and excited about talking about Arkansas. So I'd love for you to hype up the tech community a little bit here.
Yeah, man, the tech community is very prevalent in Northwest Arkansas. It's growing continuously here. I've been here for about 2.5 years now, and it's changed already since I've been here. So it's definitely growing. It's pretty huge here. So yeah.
And what is your company and what is your role at the organization?
Yeah, so I currently work for Supply Pike. So what Supply Pike does is we provide software solutions for retail suppliers to help them manage their revenue loss. And so currently I work on the Supplier Wiki team that is within Supply Pike, and I'm a marketing coordinator. If you don't know what Supplier Wiki is, it's a knowledge-based platform where we educate suppliers on all the things that they need to be successful in the retail industry.
So what does the day in the life of Cameron look like at Supply Pike?
Man, every day is different. Coming in from figuring out what I'm going to do, whether it be um, writing emails that are going to our audience, maybe looking at our LinkedIn ads, making sure that those are performing well, various other things, kind of just managing our strategies on those two things is my main day to day. And, just being creative and coming up with new content.
What are you seeing as some marketing strategies and follow on execution that are working in a 2025 marketing environment? And I know we're only 30 days into 2025, so feel free to backtrack a little from
Yeah.
Q4, but would love to hear from you. What are some marketing strategies you're seeing working now?
Yeah, man. I think for us specifically, we're such like a niche industry, really. I think for us, it's definitely LinkedIn ads. We are using video ads to
Mhm.
just kind of highlight some of our content on Supplier Wiki. I think we all consume a lot of information every day on all various platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and things like that. And even LinkedIn has just added a new kind of reel style.
On
So
mobile?
yeah,
I think I see it on mobile. I haven't seen it on desktop really,
I think it is only on mobile currently, but I'm sure they'll have plans to roll it out
for sure.
on shortly. But yeah, making those LinkedIn ads is something that's really worked for us. It's really resonated with our audience, and it kind of works both ways. Like we're constantly pushing traffic to our website, and our users are constantly getting just like ebooks and resources that are valuable to them.
I would love to dive a little deeper into LinkedIn. So I say this for a few reasons. Personally, our organization has never run a good LinkedIn advertising campaign. It's always been really high cost. I've only heard one other guest in 150 episodes recorded who has said LinkedIn is a good advertising medium for us. So with that being said, you're in the rarity of someone who is a big fan of LinkedIn ads. I think anyone in the B2B world likes LinkedIn for other reasons, but is there any advice you could give to us of what has allowed you to do well with LinkedIn advertising?
Yeah, I would say one thing is don't try to be too professional. I think
Mm,
LinkedIn itself is very professional, but it's okay to be humorous. And I think that's one thing that's worked for us so well is being humorous within these ads,
mm.
like such as like using, memes to kind of solidify the text and kind of resonate with the user, the end user more. I think that honestly has been a huge thing for us, and just taking a just like end user approach. What
Mhm.
is the end user seeing, and making sure that there's no friction on their side. So I think that honestly has been our hugest asset this year.
And memes beyond just Dwight and Michael Scott references.
Memes beyond that, I'm talking some of the funniest, cringiest memes you could see, and relating it to our content and making our audience laugh a little bit.
Mm.
We go to work every day, man, and sometimes if you can make somebody laugh, that could honestly lead to a website visit, and then from there, um, making sure the trade-off's there. But yeah, making people laugh is yeah, we all need that.
I love that. In your marketing strategy, is there anything that you feel you are doing that is innovative in your approach, or any
Oh
new tools, social media platforms? What's something innovative you want to have a humble brag on?
man, innovation. I feel like, man, we're always innovating here. One thing I think this year that we want to innovate a little bit more is our email marketing strategy and how our emails are actually resonating with our audience. I think we're going to take that same end user approach and figure out kind of what they actually want. And I think that's a really hard thing to do. And I think we're going to have to do some research and some surveys to figure that out. But really taking email to the next level is going to be a big thing for us this year.
Do you have any newsletters you subscribe to that you get excited about when they pop into your inbox?
Man, there's a couple I can't even name them off the top of my head. But I'm always looking for just marketing industry newsletter content and like looking at their ideas, how they're making people interact with their content more. That's huge help.
I love that. If I was going to give a quick shout out, Scott Galloway, Professor G, or Prop G, he has a great newsletter. What is it? No Mercy, No Malice. And anytime that pops in my inbox, like I did this morning, I get excited. It's such just original long form copy that makes me think and question.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love that. I think anything that honestly makes you kind of think for a little second, take a second out of your day and think about it, and just see how it resonates and how you can apply it that day is honestly so beneficial.
How has AI been impacting your role as a marketer?
Yeah, so I would say AI has given us the ability to create a baseline for very simple ideas.
Mhm.
And like when I say that, meaning like you could take email copy, for example, just like if you have like a really rough idea of what you want to say, but you don't know all the words, all the buzzwords that you want to use. I think that gives you, I think AI can give you just a real quick baseline, and then you can go in and kind of reform that to the idea that you're really wanting to present to your end user.
Were you a early adopter to ChatGPT? Were you resistant? Put on the break for 6 months, see what everyone else is saying. What's your approach to new technology like that?
Man, I think we should embrace it. New technology is it's going to come around, and it's going to keep coming around. So I think we should embrace it and figure out how to use it to the best of our ability, and figure out how to create better content for our end user and audience.
In terms of AI, and this is my last question for today, is there a specific AI tool that you see yourself going back to frequently, whether that's an LLM like a Gemini or a ChatGPT or a standalone software that's helping your marketing efforts?
Yeah, man, that's a good question. I would say ChatGPT is the main one, and we also have internal AI that kind of helps us. I would say mainly ChatGPT just because it's very general and it's not very specific. So you can kind of your prompts, you have the power essentially. So whatever you prompt, you're gonna get. And so it really helps just work your prompt skills and be able to kind of use that.
Do you have any hot take reaction to, I'm going to butcher, is it DeepSeek, the Chinese AI, ripoff per se that came out in last week? Do you have any hot take of your thoughts on that? Are you still going to be a ChatGPT user? Access the free stuff now?
Yeah, man. I think for now, we'll definitely stick to ChatGPT, but of course, like we're gonna go look at other things and see how they are. Of course, within within the business compliance rules, of course,
Right.
but you know, seeing what's out there, and if it's even worth taking a look at.
It's kind of funny how Sam Altman has been saying, marketers are going to lose their jobs to AI, and he's been saying that for a few years. And then there's, this DeepSeek that came out of nowhere, and it's like, well, Sam, you might be out of a job now too. AI is taking everyone's.
Yeah, I know, right? And I think one thing that people need to understand is AI lacks human empathy and like human thinking. And I don't think we've gotten there yet. Hopefully we don't get there. Um, but that's one thing that I think everybody needs to remember is you can understand a person way better than an AI model kind of can. So yeah.
I love that. So Cameron, to wrap this up, can you share any links, social media handles, best ways to follow up with you or SupplyPike?
Yeah. Feel free if you ever want to check out retail supplier, just industry knowledge. Feel free to take a look at supplypike.com. And if you want to reach out to me, I'm always on LinkedIn. You can just look up Cameron Barry, and I'm sure you'll find me.
And can you spell your last name?
Yeah, Berry, as in
Perfect.
like strawberry.
Perfect.
Um, so yeah, man. Yeah, thank you so much for having me on the podcast. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Cameron. Appreciate your time today.
Perfect. Thank you